Hi guys, Coach Sean with Lafayette Strong Fitness and Martial Arts. I've got Coach Justin here. This is going to be a bonus video. It's going to be a little bit longer than normal, but it's really high yield important stuff. If you don't know how to do this right, your chances of being really successful in Muay Thai are going to be pretty slim. So it's how to check a right leg kick or a left leg kick depending on what stance you stand in, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to come over here and you're going to get down on your knee. We're going to go over the basics of why we do the things we do, okay? So there are 4 or 5 really important rules about checking kicks. Number 1, I want to put my hard spot where they're aiming, the soft spot. No higher, no lower, okay? If you guys have been watching UFC stuff lately, you're going to see that a lot of guys break their legs, right? So there's a few reasons why they do that. In my opinion, some of them get checked, but most of the time the fighters aren't conditioning their legs the way they should be. If you watch Thai fights, they'll go 1,000 fights and never break their legs. It's because they usually hit really hard Thai pads, or the bags that they use in Thailand are filled with sand and heavy t-shirt material. We have some of them here that you can. It's a whole different world, and I think a lot of people are neglecting that aspect of their training. You need it to condition these shins. It's not rubbing sticks on them and stuff like that. That's not what does it. It's repetitive bashing on hard things that toughen the bones up. So I would add that in, but I would also like to teach you about how to check kicks so that if you're fighting someone who doesn't condition their legs, you can hurt them, okay? So hard spot. If you look at your shin bone, it looks like a Coke bottle. We want to take this part here that's about 2 inches under our kneecap. It's the top of the tibia, it's your tibial plateau and below, about 2 inches. That's a really hard spot that we don't have very many nerve endings in. So I want to put that spot. Justin, go ahead and stand up. Come close to me. I'm aiming here. I want this spot of Justin's shin to go here, okay? Rule 1. Rule 2, toes up. Your toes have got to go up. Some people will say toes down. If they say toes down, they don't know their anatomy at all, okay? If you watch, what was it? Was it in K1 or Glory? It might have been Glory recently, where someone checked a kick with their toes down, and they caught the peroneal nerve, which runs right down the front of their shin. Some people call it a perineal nerve. Peroneal nerve is also another nerve. So if you hit that nerve and you crush it between 2 bones, your own shin bone and someone else's shin bone, you get a thing that's called foot drop, which means you can't lift the toes or the top of your foot up anymore. So you end up kind of just stumbling across the room or the ring, and you look like an idiot. They actually stopped that fight because he couldn't stand anymore. It was just because he checked the kick wrong. So I want to pad that nerve as best I can. The only padding I have between that is this muscle here in the front. And when I lift my toes up, that makes that muscle here in the front real hard. And it gives me a good 2 or 3 inches of extra padding between my opponent's shin, my shin, and that nerve. So that's why we go toes up. First reason why we go toes up. Second reason why we go toes up is kind of an extension of the third rule, which is I want your ankle to be in front of your knee. So let me show you. This is ankle behind my knee. This is ankle in front of my knee. Super important rule, okay? If I let myself go with my ankle behind my knee, you're doing a thing that's called flamingoing. Justin, go ahead and stand up and show them what a flamingo looks like. This is a big mistake, okay? If I see someone checking kicks like this, my next kick is going to be a cut kick. And I'm going to aim right on the inside of Justin's knee. Now, if you've ever been kicked right here before, oh my God, okay? Hurts really bad. So, no flamingoing. The reason why we put our ankle in front of our knee, go ahead and show them, is so that if a cut kick does come, I can catch it in the kind of the groove of my ankle and kind of flick it away. So that's the other reason why we want toes up, so that when the cut kick comes, it'll sink down into the ankle. If you go toes down, I can kind of slip it through and take out your post leg. Kind of an important thing to learn. That's why toes up, to protect your nerve and to protect your post leg. Now the last thing is I want to angle my hips out to the side. I don't want to let my check come straight up. You just get hit on the outside, and that's kind of like getting a calf kick, which is a different lesson. I don't recommend calf kicks. A good Thai fighter will pick you apart in about 30 seconds if you're throwing calf kicks. So when I check this kick, my hips are going to open to 45 degrees so that the bones of my shin hit 90 degrees. I want my shin bone to hit his shin bone. Straight on, right? So when Justin tries to kick me on the leg, you feel a thud, not a kind of push. This is not right. Go. And you just kind of, you're going to get beat up. Even worse is if you lift it straight up, he's going to, yeah, ooh, right? So we call that a hook kick. So a good fighter will be looking for that. I'm glad you remember that, by the way. So when a check comes straight up, they're going to kind of hook in right behind your knee and then flick it and turn you. And usually when I do this one, right, so I flick it, I turn it into a head kick. It can be a dangerous thing. Okay, so this is really high yield. Bonus tip is a little bit longer, but you need to practice on checking kicks. This is a super important skill. If you're not good at this, you won't be good at Muay Thai. So take some time, practice this, rewatch the video, go over the steps, learn what's important, and then use it in your skill set. So, important pro tip, add to your Muay Thai arsenal. Enjoy this little bonus video. But remember, online training can only take you so far. Get in here to train with us. You're going to learn from the best instructors in the area. We're excited to see you over here at Lafayette Strong Fitness and Martial Arts.